Welcome to Nature Talks, where we tune into animals, nature, and the universe. My name is Susie Gazzi, and I invite you to a deeper connection with animals and the earth. Welcome, everybody, to Nature Talks in 2024. And today is our first get together of the new year. And basically, we're starting with a topic. And the topic today is, what do you know about the future? And I just want to talk a little bit about and do some clearings on future in general, because, when we are pretty much when we're born, when we come into this reality, there is a huge emphasis on our future. What will our future be? Okay. And so a lot of times the parents have all sorts of stuff going on that is about the future. So it's about, will my child, fare well in the future? So everything that is, and all the problems and sorrows and what is that word? There's a weird thing. Okay, so whatever all that is that your parents projected on you as a baby, even. Will you now please revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, announce, destroy, uncreate, all of that times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. We have been taught a lot to constantly be worried about our future. And a lot of anxiety that people have is also always about something that might occur in the future. It's never about what is actually, it's always about what might. So everything that you have been creating in your life that is about the might happen in the future, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And all the big five and the electromagnetics that you are using about your future, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. So remember, the big five mainly is the presumptive realities, the need of reactive realities, the need of reactive response systems, the AI, and basically also the fifth element. Sorry, I get so distracted when something else happens and my AirPods keep switching. It's very distracting. Maybe I should just plug in my headset, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, so basically, when you are functioning from the big five and you are constantly looking at presumptive realities also are something where you have decided something is so, and so that includes the future, because that is an unchangeable thing. And so how many presumptive realities have been projected at you by your parents from birth? And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And everything and anything that you bought from your parents about you, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. And the weird thing is too, like a lot of times your parents start out with some kind of idealistic thing about what you will become, right? Oh, I'm going to become blah, blah, blah in the future. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Our child is like Jesus, it will be the savior of the world. So everywhere you took any of those projections on, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And then might come some kind of a quote unquote reality check, but all of a sudden your parents start to look at you and they go, oh my God, maybe this isn't going to work. I mean, maybe my idea about this future, about this child is not going to work. For example, they thought, oh my God, you're going to be so great in, pick anything. Oh, my child is going to be so great in. And then you start drawing with your left hand, and they're like, oh no, no, no. Everything that is times a gazillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. So all the shattered ideas of what you might have you might have had in your future, but you're not choosing it, you silly goose. Will you just try and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyond. And everywhere that you bought into what your parents thought the greatest future was for you, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. Okay, wowza. So, yeah, again, okay. I don't know. Let me see if I can change this. Can I please keep this as a priority? No. Okay. Can you set it so it stays connect? Okay. Sorry, this is really bad. Da, 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 da. Okay. No, do not automatically switch. Oh, God. Okay, whatever. It's not working. Anyway, sorry about that. Annoying. Anyway, maybe I should really look for my headsets here really quick, because this is really annoying. Found them quicker than I thought. Yay! Okay. Sorry about that, guys, but that's really just annoying me. Every 5 seconds, it's like disconnecting, connecting to something else, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? And now it's not disconnecting. Now that I took it out of my ear, that's even better. Okay. Thank you for laughing on this because, okay, so now where are we? Here. Okay, I should be able to hear you guys now. Okay, and it won't switch again because I switched it to a cable. It's probably much healthier. Anyway, so everything that brought up times a gazillion, let's just try and uncreate it. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyond. Okay, cool. So, what big five and electromagnetics are you using to create someone else's idea of your future are you choosing? And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. So what big five in electromagnetics are you using to create someone else's idea of your future are you choosing? And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyonds. What big five in electromagnetics are you using to create someone else's idea of your future are you choosing? And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, perverts, and beyond. So one of the things that is not just an idea that is being promoted in access consciousness, but in many other modalities too, is to be in the present moment. And that when you live your life from the present moment, you will actually always create the future you desire. If you're living your life from the present moment, you will create the future that you desire when you are being present in that moment. So when you check out, that's a different story. But if you're actually present with yourself and with everything, then whatever you are choosing in that moment creates the future. And this future most likely will then be congruent with what you're asking for, because when you're being present, you are congruent with the energy. So if you're not being present in your life, if you check out and if you kind of wander all over the place, or you live in an utopian ideal or anything like that, you're not being truly present. But that's also when you might be creating futures that you're not desiring. And so when anything shows up in your life that where you're like, whoa, this isn't working, then always ask, what energy am I being here that creates this? What energy am I being here that creates this? And it doesn't matter what it is. You know, we just started on the Advanced Money Workbook series the other day, and it's the same with money. Like, what is it that you're choosing right now that creates the money situation you're in? Because it's always about an energy that you are being, or something you're refusing, or something where you're not being truly you, and where you're not present with you. And that creates anything that you would call a problem in your life. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poor, vats, and beyonds. Now, I'm not saying that if you are 100% present in your life, that you'll never have anything going on anymore. That's not true either. But you always will have a way to deal with it with ease. It will never be something that completely trips you up. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poor, vats, and beyonds. And so how many dreams of other people about your future are you chasing? Everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poor, vats, and beyonds. How many of you were told as children, oh, you're so talented in this area? Are you going to be blah, blah, blah later on? And everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poor, vats, and beyonds. And it is so funny because, in a way, you know, there is something true about that too. So, for example, you know, when I was living with my stepson, he is incredible on the drums, like unbelievable. As a 5-year-old, he could play drums like I don't know. I mean, it was amazing, right? And so I was like, whoa, this is amazing. He could really use this talent and like use it as a music career, use it for so many things. Did he keep playing the drums? Hell no. Is he a drummer today? Hell no. So everything that is and everything that was projected at you because somebody actually saw a talent in you, but then projected something at you, and then of course you had to resist it. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poor, vats, and beyonds. So
Is it
yeah,
an ability from other lifetimes? For example, my brother, he was 2 years younger than me, and about his 7 years, he always said, when I was a grown up, an adult, and he was very talented in making poems and not writing because he didn't know to write. But and after the 7 year, that stopped.
yeah,
And I also saw on YouTube some kids with karates or mm, Japanese exercises abilities.
yeah,
2 or 3 years, boys.
yeah.
All.
Yeah, I mean, anything can come from another lifetime or not. It doesn't really matter where it came from. And just to acknowledge, wow, there's a talent here, you know, a huge talent in something. And yes, a lot of the things that we know come from other lifetimes. You know, we as beings have been around for quite a while. So we have accumulated a lot of wisdom. We have accumulated quite a few things. Our bodies are talented in certain ways that others are not. And all of us have that going on for us, you know. But the funny thing is, so many times when somebody then says, "Oh, you're so good at this, why don't you use it?" We always have to throw it away. So everything that you've been throwing away that you're really good at, just because someone else acknowledged you for it, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. And everything and anything that you have done to destroy your future, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. And anything and everything you have done to destroy your future by the resistance you have, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. And then Tanya is also writing like, hey, what about our own dreams that we're not chasing anymore? So all the dreams that you have had that were basically poo-pooed by anyone else, will you now please destroy and uncreate all that times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyond. I remember as a little kid, I would always say to my parents, oh, I really want the world to be really kind to animals. And my parents were like, yeah, you know, dumb kid. This is never going to happen. Well, they might be correct, but it's very interesting how parents are constantly having points of views about what you're saying. So everything that you ever said to your parents that was basically ex-nate immediately. Will you destroy and uncreate all that, please, times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And all the decisions, judgments, and conclusions you have about that, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. So whose idea of your future are you creating right now? Everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. Well, hopefully it's your own, but if it's not, will you now please revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, announce, destroy and uncreate everything and anything you have bought with that? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. And all the electromagnetic personalities that you're implementing in order to create someone else's future, will you now please destroy and uncreate all that times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. Also, everywhere you're trying to chase this reality's idea of the perfect future or the perfect life, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. And everywhere you're falling short, will you now please destroy and uncreate all that times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, puvats, and beyonds. Because we all know what we're being asked for in this reality, right? Have a family, have children. It's okay if you want to have a dog, maybe a cat. That's less acceptable already. Like, you know, forget about the cat thing. A dog is all right, you know. And then, of course, a house and a fence. And the 2.5 children, please. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you just try and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And everywhere you're veering off on any of these, will you know, please destroy and uncreate all that times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And everything that you have done to destroy your possible future in favor of creating this reality's future, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. And all the big five and electromagnetic personalities that you are using to create the future that isn't yours, will you now please destroy and uncreate all that times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. Cool. So, whose future are you chasing? Everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. Whose projection of your future are you chasing? Everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. um,
Maybe,
and
see,
yeah,
sorry.
no,
I
no, it's fine. Yeah,
I was about to write it, but maybe uh, not only chasing, also choosing, no, somehow,
yeah,
because who's else? Because look, for example, also, families, exactly you talked about, and mothers, point of view about men, about whatsoever, no? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, all of that times a gazillion. Will you just join on credit, please?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Yeah, and then those choices, though, were a lot of times, like so. The choices that we're making oftentimes are not really the choices that are coming truly from us. A lot of times, what we're choosing is what we think we should choose. So, everywhere that you're following someone else's idea of what you think you should be choosing instead of choosing for you, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. Um, and at the same time, will you also please acknowledge that all the choices you have made so far have you where you are now? And can you actually also acknowledge that this is not all bad? So wherever you've decided that, oh my God, this is all terrible and I haven't been choosing anything for me and blah, blah. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. And so anywhere you're buying into the lie that none of your choices have been yours, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please, times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. No, you also are choosing, a lot of times you are choosing something. On the bigger things, you might be choosing something that actually creates a future that is also going to contribute to whatever else is coming after that. So everything that is times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond. The biggest thing here is to really just also acknowledge that everything you're choosing creates a future. And it really doesn't matter what that is. It can be small and big, and it doesn't matter. And that's really important to acknowledge for yourself and in your life. Like everything you're choosing, if you're choosing to buy a certain product, if you're choosing to eat something, if you're choosing to marry someone, if you're choosing to have a child, all of these are things that are creating a future. Some things, some choices is what Gary and Dane call like a big choice, where it's it has like a more, it has a bigger impact. But at the same time, Gary, Dane once asked Gary, hey, like, do I ask a question about will this create the future I'm asking for when I like eat a gum, like if I open a pack of gum and I and I put a piece of gum in my mouth, do I ask that question? And Gary said, yeah, I would. And Dane looked at him like, why? And Gary said, you could choke on it, So it might be a good idea to ask your body if it wants that at that moment. So, because it could create something you're not desiring. Okay, cool. So in a way, like, what are truly the big choices and what are the little choices? The way that Gary and Dane are looking at it is, for example, if you are having a child, that's a big choice. And, if you choose to buy a house, that's a big choice. If you are, if you're taking a piece of gum, that's usually not a big choice, but it could become one. So anything, everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and uncreate it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyond.